Hello. Just talking from behind the scenes here. It's about 20 seconds until I need to actually get started. I just realized I might need to make a notification on me Blue Sky. My brain has slipped. I'm going to correct that. And just went out. Just give me a sec. I swear I have something for this. This is a little assembled last minute, as I just got the idea. Okay. Well, like I just checked my Twitch channel and just saw that it, the audio works, so I technically don't have to do this too long. I'm gonna reserve this. I'm gonna reserve the time for about I'll say like I think 2.5 hours is fine. 2.5 hours of being live. Uh, Yada yada. Ba, 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 ba. This is just sending my notifications wherever they be. Okay. Yada yada. Okay, and I'm just gonna join the hangout. Where's my face? Where am I? Where's the puppet? There's the puppet. Hi. How's it going? I'm right here. Don't worry. I haven't gone anywhere. I think this will be an interesting night because now I can actually like focus on like articulating the facial expressions of the puppet, and yeah, I just need to remember what what face is what, because that's going to be important for me to react appropriately as I go through the stories I'm going to be reading tonight. Um, So why am I deciding to read a bunch of RPGs horror stories? Well, it's something I've been thinking about a lot, and there are some like YouTubers out there or that I think do these readings really well, and those that do these readings really great. Crispy Tavern, for example, I think does these readings the best as they are just really talented in just reading over these stories. But I am not as talented. I I'm going to be very humble about this, um, and pragmatic. But I also saw, unrelated to RPG horror stories, but Reddit adjacent, a channel called The Click, that is known for like scouring through a bunch of memes and just voicing like his own ideas and thoughts on it, and then reading a bunch of stuff about it. Um, and one video series in particular uh, was going over That's Not How Girls Work, and he decided to make a bingo card, and I thought, hey, wait, actually, that could be kind of fun. Read through the stories and then mark down a bingo card at the same time. Um, I try to look up like some easy ones online just to see. It's like, oh yeah, you can probably play along at home. But then I saw one that had like AI use an AI assistant, and it was just I don't know, that was just very disappointing. So I decided to make one myself, and I'm going to show the one that I made myself in the feature presentation because this is gonna be the only time I'm gonna be doing the bingo here. Actually, just the capture would help a little bit, a little bit. so you can actually see this a little bit better. And I'm going to set up the display capture for the RPG horror stories right here. Um, and I want to make sure that these are aligned uh, with each other in a way that they're not conflicting. Actually, hold on. I can have something in the back here. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, yeah, that helps. Thank you, PS2 capture card. Cool. All right. So, yeah, on the right here, you see I've got RPG horror stories, the subreddit set up, and on the left, I have a bingo card that I made myself that I'll be marking as we go along. Mm. Sorry, I'm eating a banana right now. It's a really good banana. Okay, so but before we go into the RPG horror stories, on the side, I wanna explain myself on on the bingo card in particular, and I'll just I'll have this front and center for the meantime, front and center. Okay, so this is the bingo card that I made up, and I just kind of like wrote in the names as I thought of them. These weren't really assigned in a particular order. I don't expect. I did not read any of these stories in advance, though I probably should have. Um, so if you heard any of the stories that you've seen here before, apologies for not being original. But I hope that at least this bingo card can make this a little bit interesting as I sort of mark things down. So I decided the free space was hindsight 2020, as is most likely that these stories were most of these stories was like, they probably should have seen this coming, but they just kind of went along with it. And at the end of the day, these are stories being told, so there's probably like a lot of other factors that we aren't really privy to. At the end of the day, we are only given like one side of a conversation. Um, which is why OP is the asshole here. So there's a good chance that we will find a story that the OP in particular is kind of an unreliable narrator, and you could like even most of the stories are usually told from like the best possible perspective, and they're always written in a way where it's like the OP is like, hey, I'm the sane one, right? But sometimes am I the asshole stories will end up with, yes, you are the asshole, you are a creep, you are a sociopath. um go back to your hole. Okay, but yeah, let's just go over these one by one. Min-max. If you're familiar with min-maxing, this should be very familiar. This is sort of like this could also be in exchange with like power gaming, or rigging the system in the most optimal context. Um, and sometimes things just kind of get broken or go wrong. Sometimes the game masters insist on it. Sometimes the players and are just going crazy with it. The point of having this here is just to say, hey, maybe slow down a bit here. I think in the cases of game masters, this will probably be like they didn't communicate this was going to be like a hardcore game. Which leads to point number two, homebrew. This is going to be the cause for like a lot of these stories, I imagine. Edgelord, you know what this is. I think there seems to be a little bit of a stereotype that you get like some kind of guy that's like really obsessed with like anime or like dark content, like Shadow the Hedgehog or Blade or Deadpool or Wolverine, maybe even get a little Joker in there. This is the guy that just does not read tone. Now, as I mark these down, this does not necessarily. I'll probably mark down elements that it's not necessarily like the subject of. It's not necessarily like the reason this is a horror story is because of these exclusively. These are just sort of like common trends that I've noticed. OP is the asshole. I've already explained that. Bad game master ruling. Um, this is when a game master has made a really, really poor decision by letting something happen where it's probably causing more harm than good at the table. Maybe it's like, hey, to settle like a dispute between players, we're just gonna roll for it. Bad idea. Always a terrible idea. I've um, and then it could also just be like game master just made like a bad ruling in the sense of like, hey, this doesn't even make sense in the confines of the game, and the game master's just like ignoring it, and just being kind of a dick. Which leads into gameplay over talking rather than like I was going to call this gameplay over therapy, but I think gameplay over talking works just fine. And this is just sort of like, rather, if there's clearly a problem that is happening with the table, but rather than like talking it out, saying the game to the side and say, hey, I think what you're doing is really disruptive, and I don't think we should be doing it this way. All the dispute is like handled through the game itself. Like, it's leading into PvP or just if it's the game master having an issue, they're rather than like telling the player, they're just like punishing them through the gameplay itself rather than just like sitting down and talk to them. Because at the end of the day, this can help like minimize a problem, but it's not like a quick fix solution to this kind of thing. Instant boot. These are stories that I've noticed that aren't very common, but it's just sort of like a couple of sentences. OP noticed that a player's just like giving off a lot of bad vibes, and they just like instantly kick him. This can also apply with like, okay, so everything seems fine. First session, player tried to rape a goblin. We are no longer playing with this player anymore. They are no longer part of the group. Instant boot. Um, the only time this wouldn't be an instant boot is like over the course of like multiple sessions. And again, hindsight 2020. Most of these stories will just kind of ignore like a lot of the red flags. Instant boot is just going to be a rarity where it's like, hey, we saw these flags immediately. We're not letting this player here. Looking for games. R slash looking for games. So the story will start with like, hey, I was trying to find a group on the looking for games forum. I may also mark this if there's a mention of the looking for games Discord server. I have okay, so it's like okay, so I'll admit I have had some experiences with the looking for games subreddit and Discord server th- with mixed results. Um, Specifically, I was trying to look for anything that wasn't D&D related myself. And and on one hand, I think when I found a Call of Cthulhu game that I actually did really really enjoy. It's just unfortunate that the keeper of the lore for that game no longer is just kind of dropped contact. Um, but this is me reading like other people's horror stories and not really recalling my own. Though if the conversation does like organically crop up or there's an interest in it, I may elaborate a little bit further. Um, but yeah, there it does seem to be a thread of like the looking for games forums getting a bad rep because of the RPG horror stories. I like I said, Red flags are just symptoms, they are not the cause. Only one sane person. This isn't These are interesting cases, and this could be something where the the original poster is framing themselves in a more favorable light and is like leaving out a few details. But this could also be a case where the majority of the group, the other players and the game masters are being unreasonable, at least from a observable perspective. And I will mark it down if that does seem to be the case. Now, like I said, there is a everyone who's writing these stories are writing it from their own perspective. They're going to embellish. They may embellish or leave out some details. They may try to make themselves look better, just for the sake of the story, or their own pride. But there may, but it is something I've noticed, and I figure I mark that down as a detail. Starts all across the world. This is sort of related to bad game master ruling, but this is not really a rule as much as like I don't think I've ever heard of a D&D story where it starts off with each player character starts in a separate part, a separate providence or continent across the game world, and it ends up fine. I've never heard of this trope being brought up outside of an RPG, a horror story. Could some could a campaign start like this and be good? Probably, but I've yet to consider how that could work. Plays, charisma, class, bad. So what do I mean by this? So I think this is where we get into the territory where certain RPG classes get like a bad rep, and that's mainly because like uh the main focus of the story seems to include like some kind of role play focus, charisma focus, social influence focused class. Bards, paladins, warlocks, sorcerers sometimes. Um, these are cases where they become the subject matter of the problem player. Um, uh, and it's not really exclusive to D&D. I've noticed. There's some cyberpunk horror stories that also seem to include rocker boys in there, as well as the rocker boys seem to be the problem player, which is very funny to me because my first and only time playing Cyberpunk Red, or anything related to Cyberpunk where I actually get to be a player instead of a game master, I was a rocker boy. I did not enjoy my time in the Cyberpunk Red group at all, and that is a tale for another time. I'll go into a little bit more elaboration on that. Um, so it's just kind of funny to me, but I just kind of want to put this on here because I've noticed like some classes get a bad rep, and it's just going to be something to mark down. Satanic Panic 2. So, with so the Satanic Panic was a phenomena back in the early days when D&D was starting off, late 70s, early 80s, um, where there was just like a lot of just Christians, just a major political movement of Christian people like trying to sanitize a lot of entertainment stuff. Um, I'm sure anybody who's ever played in the RPG circles understands what the Satanic Panic was, but to those who don't know, and why this is relevant to RPG horror stories is that There was a case where a um, where an individual, where a person, I think a male individual, if I recall, like a young male, who I think the more you look into it, the more it just seems like this person had some like some really troubled stuff at home and just happened to play Dungeons and Dragons and then one day just ran away from home, and just went missing. And the main sensationalist about this is that because this kid played D&D, it led to the idea of like, oh, wait, this kid was going into a fantasy world where interact with demons and devils and Satan and all that stuff. And well, yeah, you kill these things mostly if you actually like look into it. Anyway, it's a silly thing. So why do I say Satanic Panic 2? Well, unfortunately, this was not a period that was very long in the past, and unfortunately in America, there's still like a lot of there's a lot of stupid people. I'm just gonna say that, and a lot of them are heavily influenced by a love sensational dogma, and I'm just sort of keeping this here as sort of a, if we find a story where there's some like Christian nut in the group, just being overly zealous or having anything to do with like trying to shut down the game or accuse somebody of like worshiping the devil, this is here. This is here. I don't expect this to be marked at all, but again, there's going to be some rare elements in here, and who knows. Speaking of the devil, rules devil. I wrote this down specifically as opposed to a rules lawyer. Why did I do that? And while the term is going to be interchangeable with rules lawyer, I do want to be specific because I think a lot of people misunderstand what a rules lawyer is, and I think just putting down devil here should emphasize the actual intent of what a rules lawyer is. I'm not going to mark this down for any time. Anytime somebody's mentioned, actually, game master, you did this rule wrong, because we might be dealing with an OP that is like, well, he totally ignored what fucking inspiration dice rules were all about, but I guess that's just me. And it's like, if I have to like go back and check and it actually is a rule, then yeah, that's just rule stickler. Rules lawyer is sort of an individual that is actively trying to twist the rules of the game to serve themselves exclusively. Uh, Getting what they want through the letter of the rules, not the spirit of it. So if and especially I want to keep this in mind in case like we deal with a rules lawyer that just so conveniently it tries to insist that certain rules need to be abide by, while coincidentally ignoring ones that just get in the way of the rules devil's fun, if that makes sense. Okay, join without vetting. This is Game Master tried to set up a game on Discord and set it up on the Looking for Games forums, or something like that. And yeah, rather than go through like a little bit of an interview process with the OP, they just let him into the Discord server, uh, without any sort of like cleanup or any sort of like plan. It's, just sort of a rush. Again, this is another red flag. Just dense. So going back to gameplay over talking, this is just dense is the reason why this is not a cure-all solution. Some people are just stupid. I'm sorry. Some people may be told multiple times that their behavior isn't acceptable. They may be given multiple reminders not to do certain behaviors, and they're just not getting it through their head. Just dense is this thing here. Some people are just dense, and it To say that information goes from one ear and out the other implies that information even goes into the ear in the first place. All right, now we go into like now we go into like the dark zone here. Not LGBTQ friendly. This is your homophobia, your transphobia. This is like incorrect ideas about asexuality. Um, this isn't necessarily, I mark this for in case like an LGBT, like a queer friendly space is not actually queer friendly. This is just sort of like I'm just gonna. I mean, this can be the case, but this can also include just blatant bigotry towards people's like expression of self, identity, and sexuality, which leads into fantasy or regular racism. Um, so I think most notably, this is when the subject of fantasy race can either be when the subject of fantasy racism is not something anybody's comfortable with, and I mark this down. Though I could just mark this down in case like I see it in the post as like, oh yeah, the dwarves are, participating in competitive racism or something. Um I'm not a now my personal opinion, no, I am I'll be transparent with you all. I am a white person. Um oh hey cozy girl. How's it going? Um, hope you're doing well. Abide by the rules of the chat and all that stuff. Anyway, I'm just sort of explaining like the various things that I'm going to be marking this down. So anyway, I am a white person. So my perspective on racism is admittedly very limited. I Now, when it comes to fantasy racism, I think, holding a nuanced idea of if there are different species in your world, each species will have a strong opinion on each other, more so than they would with just different versions of their own species. However, fantasy racism is not something I actively invite in my games personally. If is a subject that all the players are comfortable with and okay with and are fine exploring with, that is fine. But if one person says, "Hey, I don't want to invite the idea of dwarves shouting slurs," and that's a thing. Then we just don't really explore that. I'd rather you just play the characters that you want to play and have fun with the ways that you want to have fun. But I keep this here in case, like, oh yeah, if a player's actually like using the N word at the table, then yeah, this is gonna be marked. Not safe for work, 18 plus. This can be. This is when somebody's like bringing in like sex and stuff, or just we. Yeah, this is just like somebody's bringing sex to the table. This can also include like erotic roleplay or just a bunch of others, just a bunch of like sex stuff. You might notice that there's some other elements on here that just feel like, yeah, this is the dark zone. Child in danger. This doesn't have to be an actual child at the table. Like one of the players is like 12 or something, but just sort of like any sort of mention of a NPC child, or if we go into real life danger, we go into that. It's like a child, being attacked by like one of the player characters, or a child being put into a dangerous situation, or this somehow bleeds into this. This gets marked. Silver lining. This is sort of along the lines of like, yeah, that was bad, but I'm still playing a game every week. We mark this. Substance abuse. So this is when somebody drinks a little too much. has a little too much Delta 8, or in the case of like one particularly wild story that I've seen from the subreddit, somebody deciding to bring a crack pipe to the table and asked, I'm sorry, you want some of this? Any mentions of any mention of drug and alcohol in real life, not just in game. I'm just gonna mark this down. Though the subject of addiction can also be a reason to mark this down. Not how girls work. Somebody being sexist. Somebody being weird about women in the game or being played, or just bad opinions about women in general. That's here. This can also blend into not LGBTQ friendly for that case of like transphobia as well, but not exclusive to that. Um, that can't be legal. This is different from the rules devil thing. What I mean by this is like somebody is threatening people with terrible things, assault, battery, murder, uh, you know, all kinds of bad stuff. And in real life danger bleeds into this. Somebody brings a gun. Somebody punches the game master. Somebody bites somebody. This is where in real life danger comes in. Okay, so that's the RPG horror story bingo explained to the best of my ability, and I'm going to be marking these off whenever they become relevant with this little doodad. So, with that out of the way, I'm just gonna squish that into the corner, and we are going to look into r/RPG horror stories. I hope you enjoy. I certainly will try. Okay, let's see. Is that two tucked into the corner, or is that just a trick of my eyeballs? Yes, that is just a trick of my eyeballs. Okay, so we're going to, we are going to, we're going to, okay. Just want to make sure this is aligned appropriately. Apologies for the blue light bleeding into your eyeballs. Let's get into it. So, so the first story looks like it's from a year ago, and I imagine, oh dear, oh boy. Hold on. We can't mark down the bingo card or just yet. Hold on. Let's go this one story at a time. Okay. The reason my sister hasn't played D&D with me in 6 years. So the too long didn't read. My sister has actively refused to play in my games for the last 6 years, and she just told me it was because of another player character concept uh that I would have nixed if everyone communicated. I'm not sure what nixed means here. If anybody that happens to be watching this can explain that term to me, please do. Uh, yeah, so there's an image right here. Think me I think maybe like read the story first and then go into the text messages. Uh, oh my word, this one is a mess. I'm still processing it, but I'm cutting directly to the chase here. The only two relevant people in this are my buddy Zed and my sister. I'll call her Anna. Zed really had no interest in playing D&D apart from enjoying improvised theater and thinking that D&D stereotypes were funny whenever he saw them online. Ooh, boy. I yeah, I get that. Ugh, just, yeah. But he agreed to try playing but he agreed to try playing because he wanted to play A character that was just a problematic horn dog, the horny bard stereotype that wasn't a bard. He was a fighter, a gallant knight that was built for comedy. Man, okay, okay, all right. Like you, I could have had one mark. I could have had one mark instantly on my bingo card, and you stole that from me. You stole. Fuck you, Zed. Fuck you, Zed. You stole my bingo for me. Hey, commit to the bard or else. I mean, that being said, it is kind of that being said, I do like that they're trying to like mix it up by playing a class that doesn't normally have that stereotype associated with it. I think that can be an interesting premise to play around with. Um, but yeah, anyway, we'll see how this goes horribly wrong. Anna had a thing for Zed, and the two of them were really close for the most part before I started the game. Anna was also into Anna was also in a failing marriage to my dirtbag brother-in-law that oh no, oh no, oh no, oh God, oh geez, oh no, oh that is unfortunate, oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna wait to fill out my bingo card until I'm done reading this, but yeah, I didn't know that last part. Oh boy. Uh, oh, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. I approve Zed's character concept on the basis that it was his first and probably only experience with a TTRPG, and we wanted wanted it to be meme worthy. Well, eh, eh, kind of a monkey's paw situation right here. During session zero, I had during the session zero I had with each player, my sister never spoke up about what was going on with her life, so I never got to make decisions that on that interface. Session one. Zed starts playing his character in the most over-the-top way, never getting into gritty details, but most of the players think it's comedically hilarious. However, just after a few minutes, my sister starts to break down and uh this let's see this oh sorry just after a few minutes, my sister starts to break down and disengages from the group to scribble some drawings on the edge of her character sheet until she firmly asks Zed to go with her outside so that they can talk. That was all I had to work on as far as I was knowing there was a potential problem. While they were talking, I was uh, inundated with questions from the other players concerning in-game stuff. When Zed and Anna came back, Anna said she needed to head home, that one of my nephews was having an issue, grabbed her stuff, and left her character sheet. Grabbed her stuff, left her character sheet, and went to the car. Zed never said anything, and Anna never came back. Last night, I was having a few drinks with my sister, talking mostly about video games, when it brought up an adventure hook for a campaign, and I was writing, she growls. Zed fucking ruined D&D for me. Oh, how so? I thought you had an issue with my wife. I thought that's why you left the game. Then she proceeded to tell me everything: her unhappy marriage, subsequent divorce, the sexual abuse, the reason she was always on edge, and the reason she made distance between her and Zed. And that and how when the two of them went out to talk about it, how she said the stereotype he was playing made her uncomfortable, and he basically told her to get over it. I kicked Zed out of the game. Oh man. Yeah, Ooh, oof, ooh, oh boy. That's that's got me uncomfortable. Okay. So here's the sorry. I'll zoom out so it's easy. S Oh, this is a text back and forth between what I assume is OP and Zed. So when were you going to tell me about the conversation you and my sister had last time she was at my game and you guys were out to talk? Last the last game she was at. She hasn't been there after the first session? Why? Because she told me she talked to you about your character concept and how it bothered her. Neither of you told me about that. I just saw you walk out, and next thing I know, she leaves the game. Because it was none of your business. It was a personal conversation. Well, I mean, if it fucking disrupts the game, it kind of becomes part of everybody else's. But also, that's his sister, man. What the fuck do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? That's his family member. None of my business. That's my sis. That's what I was saying. I I really get. Ah, man, I'm doing that thing where, man, I'm really doing that thing where like YouTubers just like throwing their opinions before like they finish the rest of the story. God damn. That's my sister. She was going through stuff. She confided in you, expecting you to have her back, asked you to dial back, and you told her to fuck herself. Fuck you, dude. Seriously. Yeah, nah, yeah, fuck that. Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not sorry. Fuck said. Seriously. Yeah, okay. Well, okay, so let me take a look at the bingo card. What can I mark down? Yeah, what fuck you said. You could have given me like an easy mark down with this one. I can't even mark it down. Okay, so huh. And well, I mean, the sexual assault thing is yeah, I mean the sexual assault thing's pretty bad. It doesn't seem to be something that happened in game. It's just sort of a ugh. Trying to think what else, what else. Oh, I mean, there's no silver lining here. It sounded like it was really bad. Um, let's see. It's not even an inst. Well, do I mark it instant boot just because like Z cross? No, no, I don't. Nah, nah. I I I don't know. I part of me wants to mark this because like as soon as he realized what was going on, he then took immediate action, which I do want to mark that down for that, but uh eh yeah. Anyway, fuck that. um you, you, just because I couldn't put that in, it's like, instant boot. That's the thing. Um, yeah, I don't think anything else applies here. So yeah, not to sound like an asshole myself about this, just by like trying to play a game on this. It does sound like it was a really bad situation. Oh yeah, probably should probably should have saw that. Um, yeah, to be completely transparent. Yeah, just to put in my actual 2 cents on here. This yeah, I think bring in somebody that doesn't take the game all that seriously isn't really the best way to go about it, especially if like the first character is going to be problematic uh even the most mundane of situations. I do like the twist that's with a fighter character rather than a bard, but obviously did not that obviously would not have like made heads or tails about the situation. It seems like the problem overall was just kind of Honestly, Zed here is just completely tone deaf. Um, but yeah, I think instant boot was probably like the right way to go. As soon as like OP realized what situation was going on, this is pretty good. Any comments? Zed had really no interest in playing D&D. 6 years later was still playing. 6 years later was still playing until you kicked him out. That must have been one hell of a campaign. Hmm. Right. 6 years. This is terrible. Right. So this isn't even an instant boot. Fuck. Man. OP. Why you gotta do this? Wait, why you gotta do this to me? Why you gotta do this? I mean, it was an instant boot once he figured out what was going on, but like, yeah, that was not an instant boot. I kind of forgot that was a 6 year gap. God damn it. God damn. Let's see. I have a question. What was that doing in the game? Like in scale one. I don't think I don't think it really matters. It just seems to be like what was triggering like Anna at the time, Opie's sister. That I don't think it was like anything like I think just the fact that Zed was just like being completely dismissive of Anna here is just more than enough reason to just like boot this jackass. Like, oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, it's like you really want to make D&D fun for everybody at the table, not just fun for the guy who just wants to meme and shit post. Some people are just going through shit that you just don't really understand, and I think just having a clear communication. Well, part of it is like having a clear communication of like setting up lines and veils, X cards, and all that stuff. These can be useful tools, but I don't know about that. I don't think this. I think this guy would have just been dense about. Actually, hold on. You know what? You know what? You know what? Just dense. Just for that. Fuck you, Zed. Okay. Um. Anyway, I think we're going to move on to the next story, which I think is going to. Oh boy. And this is from a deleted user too, so you know this is going to be. Oh boy, this is gonna be something. Okay. Edit. We're all white European. Okay, so 2 days ago, I had the first session of a D&D campaign with a few random people from uni. Oh man, I could have not from looking for games, but yeah, it is just random people that no no random people that you knew around the block. Three of whom were new to the game, and got into it via Baldur's Gate 3. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. One of them, Steve, wants to play an XP of Will. If anybody's watching this and knows what an XP is, please let me know. Uh, I have no idea. Which is totally fine with me. Not everybody has to be super original. I mean, that's true. Sometimes you want to use another character as sort of like a template of what you're doing, and then make some changes to, you know, have some fun with it. There's nothing wrong. It's not plagiarism if you just change a few of the details and sand off the serial number. Another player, Mike, who has been into tabletop games for a while, but thankfully left our table by himself after this train wreck of a conversation. Keep in mind, we are all white Europeans. Steve describes his character, Mike. Why is your character black? Steve. I mean, he's pretty much Will from Baldur's Gate. Mike. But why is he black? Well, I mean, Will's black. I mean, I don't know. All right, I'll save my opinions until after I finish this. Well, Will is black, but why is your character black? There's some confusion. Huh? He doesn't have to be black because Will is black. You can play a European. I want him to look like Will, but what? Let me. Can you tell me what you find so irritating? Gives me a death glare. Gets up and leaves. We were all playing in the uni cafeteria. I don't know if anyone was actively listening, but 30 people could have overheard that. That is that is weird. That I'm okay, like I think it's like as long as you aren't doing like a racist caricature, like I don't know, just playing like a minstrel character, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with playing a character that's not necessarily a one-to-one reflection of your race or sex or sexuality. That's kind of the fun of D&D. You can just be whatever you want. And yeah, it's a little weird for a bunch of white people to play like for like a white person to play like a black character, but maybe I don't know. It's like if you like a character from a video game or TV show that happens to be black, then I don't know. It's like saying it's like, oh yeah, Marvel Rivals. If you're a white person, you can never play Blade. That's a little weird. I don't know. That's my onion as a white person. I am of course open to opinions from people like who aren't white to chime in on this. I do invite that. I just I don't know. I don't think like I said, it's like I think if you aren't being disrespectful about it, I think you could just play a character that isn't like your race or anything. I think I had a player who played an elf who had black skin and was half human. Um, I think the human half was black. I don't really remember the situation, but yeah, I had no problem with that. It's like it seemed fine to me. But I also recall like in one of my circles somebody wanting to play like Snoop Dogg, and I'm kind of on a mixed bag on that. Yeah, no, it's just seems like delving into a caricature of a real person can toe the line. I don't know. Again, it's like if anybody who isn't white can chime in on this. Oh, because his parents were. That's actually a pretty good comeback. His ancestors came from a sunnier climate, and his skin was melanin. I don't know what to tell you. That hey, that could be a good excuse. Like in world, you could just have an in world reason to say that. Not that I think there ever needs to be a reason for like why a character is black. I mean, you can just have characters that are blue or you know just come from the sea and just be fishmen. I don't know if we don't need to explain like dragons and wizards and stuff. I don't think we need to explain skin color all that much. Uh, that wouldn't change the thing. This guy's racist and can't comprehend anyone that would want to play a character that doesn't look like a white European. Yeah, the purpose is to pretend to understand. Yeah, the purpose was to pretend not to understand that and make fun of him. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, next story. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Actually, I have a bingo for this. I almost forgot I was playing bingo. Oh, yeah. Man, I can't believe I had that whole conversation and just not had my bingo card on ready. Oh, man, I kind of wish I had something where it's like in a public space like a game store or a cafeteria. That would have been fun as fuck. Oh wait, I didn't mean to minimize that. Let's see. I wonder why the OP deleted. That's the concerning part. I'm a little scared on that. I hate that Dark Fantasy game has become code for I'm racist and want to do creepy things with women. Oh boy, let's get ready. It's a short one. I was introduced to fantasy through dark fantasy. My dad did not understand age ratings. Oh, I mean, my dad understood age ratings. He just didn't give a shit because he grew up in a time where parents didn't give a shit. It's just like I don't know. I think it's like as long as you're willing to have like a mature conversation about things, you can let your kids watch whatever you want. At the same time, don't I don't think you should like blame the internet for like letting him be on the iPad to be the parent instead. It's ridiculous. Um, it's always been my favorite subgenre. And it always makes me cringe whenever I hear about people using it's it's a grim dark game world as an excuse to be a creep. It pissed me off so much because I feel like it drags down the whole genre. It drags down the whole genre and makes it so nobody ever wants to play in one of these games because you really like to be get to be a creep, and no one wants to run on one because it might be seen as a creep. This isn't an RPG horror story, but this is kind of a good point. This does seem to be a little bit of trend. I think I have a few things that could be marked down here. I OP, I really wish this was a story. I just wanna monsters eat and kill people without sexual violence and racism. That is fair. That is absolutely fair. Like I said, is like you know, if your players are cool with it, that's fine. That is not a requirement. Like you could just have characters be different races and it could still be like, you know, monsters eat and kill people and the world sucks, but you know, you don't need this isn't inherent to it. I want people to unify and cooperate against nameless, unspeakable horror that violently pulls at the edge of reality. Yeah, you know, some people just like Cthulhu shit. They just don't want to deal with the racism stuff. Like, yeah, you know, H.P. Lovecraft is a main contributor to the cosmic horror genre, but like, I think I think part of the success is like allowing other people to put in like their own input what's in it. And you know, you don't have to have that extreme racism that Lovecraft was known for having to have that. This is what I find cool about dark fantasy. People trying to work together and bring hope into a dark world. But people run games that become horror stories just always just think dark fantasy means everybody is a racist this dickhead all the time. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I think dark fantasy yeah, I don't know. It's I think dark fantasy is like one of those things where like the world sucks and you can have people that are trying to make it better. Um though arguably like you don't need them to succeed or at least not succeed in a way that matters. To go back to cosmic horror, a lot of the stories are about like dealing with the immediate threat and having short-term goals accomplished. Like you were able to stop this cult from, you know, summoning Yogg-Sothoth and, you know, destroying the tri-state area for now. He's still on his way. You just stopped it from being a, you know, a full steam train crash as opposed to just a meteor that will take a while. Screenshots moments before disaster. Let's see. 5e online weekly 21 plus, both conservative and LGBT friendly. Hmm. Hmm. Experienced players, high powered homebrew game. LGBT. Yeah, clock that. Uh, man. I can't mark it on a bingo card because it's not really a story. I mean, I could, but like I need more substance. I don't have a problem with queer people, but okay, here we go. Here we go. This sounds like a story. Man, it's getting dark where I am. I need some light. Hold on. It's too dark in my room. It's too spooky in here. Uh, okay, so seems to be a dialogue pose. Dungeon Master. I'm bisexual, but I don't make it my personality, you know. It's like the difference between Veilguard and Baldur's Gate 3. In Veilguard, it's really in your face. It makes you feel bad, you know. Uh, I never felt bad when I played that game, but in Baldur's Gate 3, they don't push it on you. It's there, but you can ignore it. Okay? It's okay as long as you don't make it your whole personality. We have a girl in our group. She says she's a lesbian, and the other players, she says she's non-binary. She uses they. The other player, mm, mm, mm. Just don't make it like the only thing about your character. Okay. I just want to make it clear, I'm fine with queer people. I'm bisexual. Not out. No one knows. Just the gaming group. I think it's fine. I just don't think it should be like shoved in your faces. Okay. Oh God. I want to make it clear you don't have so you don't have the wrong idea. I'm fine with queer people as long as they don't involve kids. Kids shouldn't be exposed to that. Kids are so pure. The thought of them being shown just makes me sick. They shouldn't have to know about that until they're old enough to make their own choices. Me giving up on trying to keep this session zero on character creation. It's pretty clear this isn't gonna work. Bye. I had a pride flag in my icon. He would just not shut up. You're really shoving in my face is right now, feels like an appropriate feels like an appropriate response. You're really shoving it in my face, you know. Oh God. Okay. Well, we have a bingo for that. We have a bingo for that. Notice I'm not marking that there. Oh man. Even though that would have, even though that would have been a perfect bingo, I'm specifically not going to mark it on there, mainly because kids can be queer. There are queer kids out there. I mean, most kids aren't even born straight. They don't even know what sex is until like, they start developing in puberty and all that stuff. And yeah, say what you want, but I don't know. They're gonna learn about it at some point. I mean, fuck, you want to talk about not getting shit shoved in your face? How about like fucking heterosexual romances being like goddamn everywhere? You know, boys would be boys. Oh, he's a boy, she's a girl. I think you can assume what's gonna happen. And it's just frustrating. But oh no, it's like just the understanding is like, some people will say you're born this way, but maybe you'll discover that you're actually something else, and understand that it's better for your life to begin with. And then everybody treats you like you're a groomer or a pedophile, some shit. Funny how that goes. Also, like the worst. Also, like the. Also, they'll have there'll be a scene with like two boys holding hands for like 12 seconds, and everybody loses their minds, but a full-blown sex scene live on television for like 45 minutes, full climax, and people are like, could have used a censor bar. But otherwise, no change. Oh, fuck. Anyway, yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. I mean, internalized homophobia is definitely real. So it's like I'm not gonna say anything on that, or I'm not gonna say anything more on that. Oh my god! Oh my god! Satanic Panic 2! You're attacking my religion! The story of a Christian player who took things too far. Oh, we are in for quite a fable. Okay. By the way, just want to check in with the. I just want to take a quick look at how my stream looks. Just the capture. Um, the just gonna highlight the D on there. Okay, cool. It's not clipping out everything. I just want to make sure everything looks good. So, before we get into things, while this player is a religious person, I know all religious people are not like this. Yeah, I didn't put Satanic Panic 2 on there as sort of like I hate Christians or anything like that. I have no problem with people who are Christian. I don't have any problem with people who are religious. It's just that you have to acknowledge that there are some nutbags out there who, well, as ironic as me for say this, really shove their faith into your faces. And also, anyway, I've been playing tabletop RPGs on and off for the past few years, but found myself dry after leaving a long time group of friends. So when so I went to the most reasonable so I went to the most reputable places possible to find a game. Requests for online tabletop RPGs in nerd shops. One Discord invite later, I was in the server meeting the cast. Can't mark down join without vetting. It doesn't. I mean, this. Yeah, I don't know. Dungeon Master, the DM of our party, actually an absolutely excellent person with a few flaws that made this story horrific. Fundy, the problem player, a very religious person who enjoyed passionate sermons. A few other players were present, but they didn't contribute to the story in a major way. We get to character creation, and I decide to pull out my usual character. A paladin who broke her oath because she was tired of being strict and holy. She was constantly a bit jaded, foul-mouthed, and sat at a 45-degree angle in her seat, being generous. Fundy played a cleric of the fuck it. I'm gonna call it God because it definitely was meant to be. He had Christian tenets. He often spoke Bible verses and so on and so forth. Session 0 went pretty well, and afterwards, Fundy messaged me. He wanted our characters to have a backstory together. Basically, he wanted the church to. Basically, he wanted the church I left to be his, and he was trying to lead me back to the Lord. Hmm. 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 Um, I think it would probably be fine if they were like different organizations. I think this would just invite too much player versus player conflict. That's just my onion. I just realized the bingo card was down and I just want to take a look. See, Lou. I can't really mark this because it doesn't sound like OP is. I mean, Oathbreaker is an option. Granted, it's an option for non-playable characters, NPCs from the Dungeon Master's Guide, but it is sort of a path you can take in Baldur's Gate, so in Baldur's Gate 3. So it's eh. I think at this point it's just sort of like the sexy forbidden paladin subclass. I do like the idea of a paladin that's just like, kind of over it attitude. But I think you can do that even if they were sort of like upholding their oath. Just sort of like, a begrudging, like a paladin who's like has to uphold their tenets but isn't really happy about it. Like a really, really tired security guard. I think you can do something with that. Okay. Anyway, so I agreed because I thought it would be fun roleplay stuff. And I had no intentions to have my character return to God, agreeing it was a bad idea. Yeah, and obviously this is a short RPG horror story because everybody agreed and everybody had a fun time and we all had salads and Sundays and went to the coffee shop for good old tea and mocha lattes, and nothing bad ever happens. And everybody clapped. Anyway, most downtime was spent with Fundy, trying to convince my character to abandon her sinful ways and return to his loving embrace. My character, being kind of an abrasive prick, would tell him, shove off, or if he's so loving, why is the world so fucked up? Every time I did this, I heard exasperated breath from his microphone. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Eventually, another player messaged me. She liked how our characters interacted and wondered if they could begin an in-game relationship. I agreed, and this went pretty well. Her character started to draw mine out of her edgy, brooding shell, and the two of them started some pretty adorable moments. Bundy didn't like this. Why? Oh God! Please tell me what class this other player was doing, dude. Don't bury the lead. Edgy, brooding shell. Who was it? Who was it? Also, like, it's very funny that the jaded, like, former paladin just says "fuck it" to the world, and then is like finds like another edgelord and is just like, I don't know. I think that's really cute. I really like that. Um, what's that old phrase? Like attracts like. Yeah, I think this is one of those things where it's like, having what. Oh, wait. Boom. Boom. Hey, yeah, like I said, yeah, like individual elements don't really make up like the reason for the horror story. But I digress. I digress. Anyway, his character's long tirades now mentioned her as well. He'd say things like, "You don't want to drag her down the path as well," and "women should not lie with one another." Oh my god. Oh my god. We got another one. Marking this twice doesn't mean anything, but I'm glad we can do that. And just for good measure. Oh man. Oh man. Just someone throw a just someone throw like a fake NPC child into a into like a fancy wood chipper. Somebody threw a child into the purple worm. Someone chuck a child into a purple worm, please. Please. I can't end the stream without a bingo. uh you need a man and of you need a man of the cloth, not another woman. Mmm. Mmm. No. No. No, thank you. My character would try to intimidate him to fuck off at that. After the session, I messaged the Dungeon Master to say that Fundy's rhetoric was making me uncomfortable. The Dungeon Master said that Fundy wasn't like that in real life, he was just playing his character. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's we've seen with like the story of Zed and Anna. You should be told when to tone it down and understand that you are taking things too far. You need to have a communication and talk this out. It's like if something's making you feel uncomfortable, then that should be like brought up. Um, going back with the Anna example, think I think the problem with like bringing it up with the game master about like somebody else's problem is that it assumes too much responsibility on the game master to like resolve an like a personal issue. If you have an issue with another player's behavior, you should be direct with that player and not just, triangulate the responsibility to the dungeon master because not every game master should be like the leader and arbiter of like dealing with like problems like that. The game master is just, hey, I'm the guy who referees the rules. I am not your therapist. um, it can be a little bit of an issue. I personally try to encourage my players to like, hey, if you have an issue with each other, please talk it out. I am not like, and sometimes it's like this is like sometimes a player will come to me as like, hey, I have an issue with another player, and it's like, dude, we're like the same age. We're both adults. If you have a problem with this player, just talk. Like we don't have. I'm not I'm not the teacher. I am not the teacher. I am not your boss. That being said, that being said, I think that being said, like every table is different. Every table has like different relationships with each other, and sometimes the game master may have maybe the problem player is a close friend with the game master, and the game so checking in with the game master is like, hey, so is this normal for your friend to act this way? Is this normal? Because I'm not sure I feel comfortable here. Um, again, again, this is making a lot of assumption. I am making an assumption here. I am assuming that the OP of the story has not already talked to this player about it. Okay, but anyway, eventually Fundy posted some art of our characters. AI generated art. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. I could have had that on the bingo card somewhere. AI's a thing now. No. No. Oh no. I am so upset with myself here. Anyway, also, that's cringe as hell. Yeah, not the AI slop. Oh man. Oh, next bingo. Okay, next time I do another one of these streams, AI slop's gonna be on the bingo card. Oh my god. Oh man, that would have been so funny. Also, horrible. Posted some art of our characters. It's like, oh, nice. This feels like the Mr. Incredibles meme. It's like Anyway, my character was depicted as a blonde girl with pale skin and glorious plate armor. Now, dear readers, my paladin was black. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 Oh no! With dark brown hair and studded leather armor. Oh God, that is so upsetting. No, the upsetting part is like your character, not your character being whitewashed. No, oh, that's so fucked up. Oh, oh man. When I brought this up to him, he said, "Well, that's how I imagined her. Well, that's how I imagined her to look like. But whatever you say, what the fuck, bro? Oh no." I was a bit perturbed by this and messaged to the dungeon master again. He said something along the lines of, "I can't change what already exists, but I'll talk to Fundy." What what do you mean? Already what? What already exists? Bro, this is this is what this is this is like this is whitewashing somebody's character. What do you mean change what already exists? Does the game master think your character being white is canon now? What? What? What do you mean? What do let's see. Uh I am tempted to mark this down. I am tempted to mark this down, but it also works with this. Oh man. Let's see. Oh god. Oh god, I was going to. Oh god, I wanted to have like a. I forgot there was a. Oh man, I was going to put down like Game Master favoritism, but then I replaced it with this. God damn it. God damn it. Oh god damn it. Man, this game's got me heated. This game I made up for myself is heated. I recommend doing this. I recommend doing this. This is so much fun. Also horrifying. This is like, oh, I'm playing a bingo with this box of chocolates. Oh, but all the but like I forgot that one of the one of the mixes is like fucking jalapeno pepper. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, okay. Eventually things broke down. The player character my character was attached to was dead, and my character retreated back into her shell. She took it badly, becoming moody and confrontational. Fundy saw this as the time to preach to her again. Oh, God, don't. I can't. I'm not strong enough. I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. More Mr. Incredible meme. I'm not strong enough, please. Talking about how this was a prime time to repent for my sins and return to my father so she may be honored in heaven. My character said, "Go away or my next sin will be cutting you down." This was just intended to be an empty threat as I done this to other player characters and never followed up. Even having my character apologize for being a tool later. Fundy did not like that. Fundy challenged my character to a duel, saying that if he won, she'd have to return to the Order. Given that it was a kind of bad cleric versus an optimized to hell back paladin, I absolutely whipped his ass. My character healed him, and I decided to be a bit of an ass, saying, "Maybe if you spent more time learning to fight, you'd be able to convince me." Fundy flipped out, screaming how I was a cheater, a sinner, a cheater, a sinner, a racism, a sexism, and a homophobia. I am scared about why this was bolded and phrased that. Is this oh no. Hi Anthony, chose you for my Discord's VIP raids. Some people may be coming by and help support you here shortly. Oh, thanks, Lord Abraxas. Also, what what a time to suddenly show up. Hi. Oh man, you guys came at an interesting time. Well, yeah, so I'm just reading some RPG horror stories and hello Archer, how's it going? Hey, suddenly getting raided here. Oh, wow, the raid's real. That's crazy. Here I was just kind of talking to myself. Anyway, I was in the middle of a story. Anyway, I was in the middle of a story where I'm pretty sure some guy playing cleric was calling another player like some slurs here. And so I was trying to translate this. Anyway, welcome. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Anyway, welcome to the Puppet Theater. I'm your host, Anthony Panics. I hope you're doing well. Hi. Lovely. It's showing up love from Dragon Slayer. Hi, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now I'm gonna be finishing up the story now. And how, let's see. Fundy flipped out screaming how I was a cheater, a sinner, and a, what I assume or some censored slurs. Uh, and how I should just get some Christian husband to take pity on me. He ended his initial screaming rampage with, "And you're attacking my religion." Oh my God. Hi, welcome, welcome. Hey guys, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. Interesting time to show up. The dungeon master kept trying to calm him down, but he kept screaming and screaming. Eventually, I left the call, and the game master sent me a message later, apologizing and saying how he didn't see this coming at all. This was already marked right away, but hindsight 2020. Let's see. I told him that he was stupid for not seeing it coming, and I was giving an ultimatum. Either he kicks Fundy or I'm leaving. The dungeon master agreed he makes some the dungeon master agreed he made some mistakes and kicked out Fundy, saying his character died in our duel. Fundy sent me a few private messages later, continuing his berating and using of so those were slurs. Okay, these were slurs. Also, very cute emojis in the chat. Thank you. How's it going? Yeah, welcome to Dragon's Lair. Glad to have you here. It's nice to see you guys. Oh man, hope you enjoy the stream. This is different from my usual content. Normally, I just like play games on my PS2 or whatever I got in my Steam library. I just decided on the whim to play some bingo that I made up on my own. If you wanna generate like your own bingo cards and play along, that's fine. I lost my computer and new. Let's see. I lost my computer and new audio, so I cannot hear right now. Still wanted to drop by. I will try to fix this. Yeah, no worries. I'm glad you decided to show up. Just reading some RPG horror stories. Hopefully you can check out the VOD later and it'll come up. I like it. Thank you. I like that you like it. Oh, these are some cute emotes. I'm glad to have you here. This is wild. Anyway, Um, okay, so back to Fundy shouting slurs. Demanding I stop being into women and come to God, or I be unloved and burned in hell. I called him bitch and blocked him. That is the only reasonable that is the only reasonable response to all of this. Uh they say thank you for being here and the VOD will also be here up later. Check it out. Thanks for repeating what I said. Right, right, duh. I'm a bit of a brain fart. I should have typed that in. Thank you for doing that for me. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for deciding to stick around. Um, I think the stream ends. Let's see. Thank you. I hate it when new equipment and things like that. Yeah, it sucks. Um, you guys are bringing a new energy here. I appreciate that. Okay. Okay, so I already got the I think I already marked that here, but yeah, that's crazy. Um let's see. I can't really mark that. I think yeah, I think that's just Satanic Panic's shit. Cool. Yeah, okay, so oh, min-maxing. Well, OP was min-maxing. But I almost want to say bad GM ruling because, PvP should be used to sell like issues like that, but at the same time, eh, I don't know. I don't know. This I don't think there was any way that this could have handled really well. You know what? Yeah, I'll just mark that. I'll just mark that there. Cool. Okay, okay. So, just gonna read a few comments before moving on to the next story. Fucking hell, I'm sorry you had to deal with all that, but I got secondhand pressure out of Bitch Boy losing his shit. That part is kind of gratifying. Oh, secondhand pleasure out of Bitch Boy losing his shit. That was gratifying. I had an experience that wasn't near this bad, but still made me swear of playing with these types who turn to fantasy games into missionary work. I'm kind of jealous that you got a better story out of yours. You have my condolences that you've had those types in your games. I've had a hard time finding a game as is, so sometimes having to put up with this stuff. I just want to play D&D. Yeah, yeah. We just want to play a good game, right? We just want to play a fun game. We don't need we don't need this stuff. We just want to come here to these games and have fun, not deal with like bullshit. Oh, Bella showed up. Hey, honey.
What's up?
Not much. Just reading some RPG horror stories and playing bingo.
Yay.
Also got raided. So it's like, yeah, this is my partner Bella. She just woke up.
I've been awake. I've just been hanging out with the cats.
Huh, how they doing?
They're good. They're both sleeping on the bed.
Oh, all right.
Got any good stories?
Well, just finished up a story of somebody with like crazy obsession with his religion and very very did not care for like, you know, people's sexuality or race. Yeah. Uh, okay. DM creates an entire ban list of races, subclasses, and spells. Does this come with a story? Yes, it does. Horrifying. I'm going to look at this later. I do want to. Okay. I'm happy for Storytime YouTubers to narrate this. Oh fuck, I got called out right away. I'm not a Storytime YouTuber. This is my first time. Oh no. This has no personal ties to me and won't bring me into the bring and won't bring me the attention of people I'd rather avoid. That's probably a good thing, to be honest. posting stories like these, I always kind of figure is kind of risking all kinds of unwanted attention. We all gotta start somewhere. Well, you got this. Thank you. Thanks, King. Um, not so much a horror story as it is a what the fuck moment, but my current group talked me into posting this. So this happened almost a year ago. I was scrolling Roll20 for a D&D campaign to join. Oh yeah, I guess you could just like I guess you could just use Roll20 as a looking for games thing too. I just kind of use that to set up games first and then like okay guys, everybody in the Discord server, cool. All right, we're going to be using Roll20 to roll some of the dice here. Or at least that's when I start using Roll24 as an alternative to D&D Beyond because uh fuck WotC. Anyway, uh for D&D game to join as that was happening at a reasonable time the not the ass crack of dawn or the dead of night. Yay, time zones. Man, I feel that. I feel that. I came across a campaign. A campaign? 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 What's a campaign? I came across a campaign by a user whose name I will not mention because I do not want them getting picked on with a pretty cool plot hook. The party grew up in an orphanage and are returning to it to face some of their old memories and traumas. That is actually a really cool idea for a hook. I think that's actually kind of a cool hook for like a horror theme. Yeah, that would actually be a good hook for like a horror theme game like Call of Cthulhu. Like you all grew up in the same orphanage, you went your separate ways, but then you got like yeah, sort of like Stephen King's It kind of play where it's like you all dealt with like something traumatic in your childhood, but then you realize that wasn't just playtime with you and your friends. There was an actual demon in the orphanage, and then you all got a letter coming back for a reunion, and then the horrors just kind of come back. That could be really cool. Anyway, sorry to derail your story, OP. Um, that is a great hook. Great hook. Awesome horror vibes. Yeah, I was just saying that. Very Rule of Rose. Horror game by Altus released in 2006. Oh, okay. That's what Rule of Rose is? All right, I gotta check that out. Yeah, remind me after the stream. I'm already interested, but as I'm scrolling down for more details, I see words, banned races, or species. I think to myself, that's odd, but I guess that's understandable. Not every race is going to fit a homebrew change. See image one. Hold on, am I getting another raid? Oh, jeez. Hello? Hi? Hello? Welcome? How's it going? How you doing? Welcome to the Puppet Theater. I'm your host, Anthony Pandix. I'm reading some RPG horror stories. Hello again. Hi. Hi, Specky. McSpecky. Did I say that right? Yeah. Anyway, welcome. Welcome to the Puppet Theater. I assume you're all gonna be I assume you're all nice people. Considering. Yeah. Anyway, you can call me Specs. Cool. All right. Thanks, Specs. Uh, all right. So let's take a look at the band list. Image one. Okay, band races or species. Bugbear, long limb trait, and surprise attack ability. Eric. Yeah, I guess. I guess that could be a decent reason for it. Aarakocra, flying speed. To be fair, their flying speed's 50-foot flying speed is kind of borked. Though I think the revised version has them be like 30 feet. Though that's like the Monsters of the Multiverse book. I don't remember. Um, Triton, resistance to cold and fire? Hold on. Yeah, cold and fire? That's not. Hold on. Fact checking. I'm just gonna grab. Just gonna grab something to the side here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna rules lawyer the the game master here. Okay, so Hey, wait, the species was Triton. Let's see. Triton. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where's the fire damage come from? Yeah, no, I don't think any version of them. Yeah, I don't think any version of them has like fire resistance. That's weird for a aquatic species. Yeah, I don't know where they got that. Hold on, do I have a bingo for this? Do I have a bingo for this? Damn it. No, no, rules devil, not. No, this is. I mean, I could just mark that. There we go. Double marking the bingo card doesn't mean anything. It's just very fun to do. Okay, okay. All right, back to the list. Yuan Ti pure blood, magic resistance, immunity to poison. Fair. They are very overpowered. I don't think it's the worst overpowered species, but yeah, it is kind of broken. I played a Yuan-Ti pureblood once, although he looked less like a pureblood and more like a noodle of snakes, just barely disguised as like a chef, like a humanoid chef. Um, he kind of gave up on like trying to infiltrate and just wanted to cook stuff. He got fired from like many positions. Uh, Azamar, like you could have just I think these are like the three variants of Azamar. Let's see. Healing Hands, Radiant Soul, Radiant Consumption, whatever that means, Necrotic Resistance. Okay, whatever. Tabaxi, Feline Agility, and Climb Speed. That, okay. Maybe the climb speed. I don't think feline agility is all that broken. Verbal, detect magic, disguise self, and speech of beast and these are just druid spells you can get at level 1. Like, and also they're just limited use. Like, why is this banned? Goliath, powerful build and stones and wait, that doesn't mean any. That's just like what? Why is this broken? Kenku, expert forgery and mimicry. You know, yeah, but like I don't know, you could get that with the active feat. Lizard folk, natural armor, bite attack, and cunning artist. Okay, so this is Triton again. Triton again? And it's and it's still wrong. Control water and control water and cold fire resist. Still wrong. Get Yankee. Decent stats. Wait, these are reasons why they're banned. Decent? Wait, why is that listed as a reason? Gets their psionic. They both have psionics. What? Kalashar, Mind Link, what the? Mind Link and resistance to psychic damn. Okay. Changeling, shape change and deception ability. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Warforge, immunity to poison, sleep, disease, and self repair. They're robots. Satyrs, magic resist. Oh god. And charm resist. Are elves banned somewhere on this too? Elves have charm resistance? What are you talking about? Minotaur, horn attack, and some resilience. Centaur, charge attack and hooves. Lexodon, natural armor and powerful. Who cares? Leonin, temporarily boosted AC with their main. What does that mean? What? The hell does that mean? Hold on, Leonin? Leonin. Okay. Okay, let's see. Dark vision, claws. Let's see. Da 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 da. Oh, but Leonin temporarily boosted AC with the. This is just straight up wrong. Leonin don't have this. What? What do you mean? That makes no sense. What? Huh? They don't have this. Shifter, bonus, who cares? Turtle, natural armor, and retractable. What? They don't have claws, do they? Turtles? Tort? Tortles? Turtle? Do they have claws? I don't remember. Okay, okay, the multiverse monster book has them with claws. Okay, they do have claws. But also, it's like a D4 plus strength. Why does that matter? Anyway, tieflings. Anything that flies. You could have just put that at the top. Oh my god. This is nuts. This is unhinged. Okay, so that's just the first picture, right? Okay. Okay, so it looks like the guy wants to mostly keep it to races like the player's handbook. Some weird choices though, like saying Kenku is somehow bad because of their mimicry. That's literally how they communicate with each other. Is that's a choice? Like, okay, I mean, you could also, you could also say like it's difficult to role play. I would understand that, but like, I don't know. You could also do that with the actor feat or disguise self. Like, well, lots of wizards could just do half of these abilities at level one. Like, what do you mean? I also checked Leonins. They don't get an AC boost to their mains, and the claws do give them a boost to strength. Their claws do give them a boost to strength modifier, though. It doesn't end there. I shrugged, giving this guy the benefit of the doubt, and scrolled down more, only to find a list of banned classes. See image 2. Oh no. Oh no. Twilight Domain Cleric. Okay, I can kind of understand this one, but also, what? Provides powerful defenses and healing. That's just a cleric. Yeah, that's just. I think like they're insane dark vision for like broken mechanics. Powerful defenses and healing. All clerics do that. Divine Soul Sorcerer combines the versatility of sorcerer with cleric spells. Coffee Lock. Warlock. Hello? How's it going? Uh, tell me how to pronounce your name and I'll say it. But hello. How's it going? How you doing? Hope you're having a good night. I'm reading some RPG horror stories and just baffled. Panda. Okay, cool. I can call them Panda. I assume I can call you Panda. Mostly Moist Panda. I wasn't sure if that's how you wanted it pronounced, but okay. Cool. No problem. Let's move on. Coffee Lock, Warlock Sorcerer combination. Uses short rest to convert Warlock spells slots into sorcery points, then create sorcerer spells slots without the long rest level exhaustion. I can understand moist as fuck. Cool. I can understand banning that combination, but also just okay, whatever. Hexblade Warlock. A subclass that allows charisma for melee attacks, making it a potent Gish spell sword. Okay, so why is that a bad thing? Why is that a bad thing, Game Master? Lore Bard combines skill versatility with magical support. That's just a bard.
I think you need to play a different game.
Can I introduce you to this funny little game called Call of Cthulhu? Maybe that'll be more of your speed, Game Master. You don't even have to worry about like broken races because you just play as dudes and dames if you want. You could be a femme fatale in the game if you want. That's a thing. I mean, it's not like a thing, but it's an option. Well, it's not an option, just more of a concept. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe just play a different game. That's Hey, Game Master. I suggest you look at something. Maybe GURPS would be more of your speed. Maybe GURPS would be more of your speed, but then again, you'd probably be banning like I don't know. It's like GURPS is designed for you to ban stuff actually, so it's like that's fine. I would anyway. So I wanna get to a point about all this, but I want to finish the story because like I also want to make sure I get a bingo. Let's see. Shepherd Druid, summoning and buffing abilities. Yeah.
Can we get a list of classes we can play?
Okay, yeah, okay. So I wanted to wait until after I was done, but like for real, like I think you would if you want to run a game where you have a specific I like a specific vibe you want your players to like go through, give them a list of characters you want them to choose from and suggest them and just have a general I'd rather not use supplement material. I'd rather not use Volo's Guide or Monsters of the Multiverse, with some exceptions, and just list what those exceptions are. Just make a list of the races and classes you want, and not just because like at this point, like look at this. You see this. You as the audience have eyes, right? um Lost my train of thought. Anyway, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. This is where the benefit this is where that benefit ended. And this is where that benefit ended. And I started scratching my head. Sorelock, Coffee Lock, and Hexblade, sure. Wait, what's a Sorelock?
Warlock Sorcerer.
But that was a Coffee Lock. What's the Sorelock? Sorcerer Warlock combination combines the best of both spellcasting world. Yeah. Why are you insane? You already banned one. Pick a term, man. Say no multiclassing. Fuck. He's basically banned about 20% of the 100 something subclasses in D&D. Roughly, not a math person. You might as well be. I mean, he might as well be. Mind you, he hasn't noted down anything about artificers or blood hunters, but most of these are in the player's handbook or Xanathar's, with the rest being from the Swordcoast Adventurer's Guide or Tasha's for the or the Dungeon Master's Guide, Oathbreaker, the Oathbreaker Paladin. Just it's just feeling weirdly specific, especially when you can essentially boil down his reasons to too much damage or too much CC. Then we have the banned spells. List 3. Oh god. Silvery Barb. I don't care. I don't. We love Silvery Barbs in this theater. We love Silvery Barbs is the best goddamn spell out of that Wizards of the Coast has ever produced. It is the only good spell that Wizards of the Coast has ever produced. If my players only use Silvery Barbs for anything and everything they do, it would be the best goddamn game I've ever run in my life. I don't care. Oh fuck. Anyway, I showed this to my current dungeon master, and even he was scratching his head. His experience, most of these spells aren't typically ones a player takes anyway, save for like a handful. Well, Silvery Barbs and Mordecai's Magnificent Mansion. Yeah, like, what player is just going to cast this on regular play? When is this ever going to come up? Given the setting, that's understandable, but to my immediate recollection, most of these are 6 level spells, and if you're accessing super powerful spells like those when you're around level 1, when you're, yeah, like when you're, and if you're accessing super powerful spells like those, then you're around like level 11 in Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard, and probably I'm probably expecting to fight like the Abrahamic God or the climax of the campaign. Some of these spells are more like random bullshit the game master can pull for the sake of creating tension in the scene. Needless to say, I didn't end up throwing my name in the hat of this campaign, and I haven't seen the dude on Roll20 since. My current group encouraged me to post screenshots here for others to enjoy, question mark? But I'm mostly putting this here for the sake of discussion, which I hope is allowed. I don't know. It was just weird to see, and everyone I've spoken to about agrees that it's just strange. What do you guys think? I think this game master is insane.
I think they need to play a different game.
Yeah, I think they should look at different games. I mentioned Call of Cthulhu, but I'm worried they're going to see like the spell section there and try to ban all of those. Despite the fact that spells in Call of Cthulhu are almost exclusively used by NPCs and already a deterrent from player characters from using because they go insane just casting them. Like this is unhinged behavior. Anyway, I had a bingo for this, didn't I? I had a bingo for this. Instant boot. The player wasn't booted, but they saw the red flags that these lists were giving and just got the fuck out of there. Um, I think it would mostly justify like a booting of like a problem player, like session 0 or even like their application for a player character or something. But I think OP saw the writing of the wall here, and it's what they couldn't do, which was basically anything. I'm surprised if like anything that could breathe wouldn't be banned on here. Hey, Dungeon Master, can I play a human fighter champion? Seems a bit exotic, but I'll allow it. Oh my god.
Whoa, let's not get too crazy here.
Hmm. Well, as long as you play only the what's the background that's like basically like you're the protagonist of a heroic fantasy setting?
Folk hero?
Yeah, folk hero. As long as you don't go anything crazy like picking something other than folk hero, we should be okay. Oh, fuck. Like, okay, when I was kind of new to D&D, I kind of was sort of obsessed with like categorizing like a lot of spells and trying to like, you know, figure out where everything is and like what combinations are broken, what can be exploited because I want to make sure my game was balanced, fair, but also I wanted my games to be fun. Like if your games aren't fun, then you're really not really doing anything right. Um I never personally banned anything from my games. I just sort of like, just make a character that you think is fun and we'll go with that. Like if it ends up being a problem later down the line, I always sort of like take the player to the side and say, "Hey, this might not be going well. Do you think we can work around this or like talk about like are you having fun with this? Do you feel like you're engaged with the game at all or just talk to them?" Um because I think that's a lot easier than just like preemptively banning everything because this doesn't read like somebody with bad experiences. This is just somebody that's like overcorrecting and maybe not understanding what is or isn't balanced. Ugh. Anyway, let's try to fill out this bingo card. But other than cat piss guy, all of my players have been cool, the game master said. Oh no. Oh no, bro. Okay, so yeah, I had a player join early last year who submitted a backstory that his character was from a desert town where there was okay, hold on. Is this I just realized this might be blocking this might be cutting off like the view of the stream. Um submit a backstory of his character, the desert town where there were all these stray cats. The cats pee in the desert sands and then absorb the sunlight, which then hardens as the cat's piss in which hardens the cat's piss into magical crystals that can store and cast spells.
Okay. Big little creature.
Yeah, I mean this okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. There have been weirder shit written into medieval documents.
That's true.
There's like a non-zero number of accounts where some medieval monk was obsessed with like some animal piss turning into gems that would be valuable or something. There is a precedent for this. I'm not saying this needs to be in your medieval fantasy. It is a little weird, but I mean, it can be kind of funny. It can be kind of funny. It's like, in order to you can you can have like a stone that stores your spells, but then you find out like it's made of cat piss. That could be funny. But okay, let's continue on. Beggars search the sands night and day for these crystals, and a powerful cabal of wizards hoard them. The entire town's economy and social structure revolves around these magical cat piss crystals. That's that's kind of hey, props to creativity. This is kind of a neat idea. Like weird as weird as it is, it's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Mhm.
So I said fine, there's nothing against magical cat piss that goes against the table's content restrictions. There's nothing in the rule book saying a dog can't play basketball. And I'm typically happy to design unique magical items. The problem is that he wanted to come into play with a bunch of these crystals. Okay, and I said again, that's fine, but I would have to assign a value to them, and they'll have to come out of your starting wealth. Then something happened that I didn't imagine would ever happen in my career as a game master, and I had to haggle with a player over the value of magical cactus. Okay. Hold on. Do I have a bingo for this? Um that would be funny to mark. Wow. That is man, I'm surprised man, man, that is crazy. That's a crazy story. Also very funny. I almost want to say silver lining, as this doesn't seem to like destroy the the gaming table. It's just a very funny story. Um, then the player asks, he could bring props to the game. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's a funny comment. But could you imagine? That's see, see, but then it's legitimately on you when they show up with clumped cat litter and start tossing them at the game master and table during play because you both asked for it and honestly should have seen coming. Oh, that's this is if this is the limit of it. This is some weird this is some kind of weird and intervene where I'd love to see play at the table. Oh, oh man, that's that's funny. That's actually funny. Okay. Uh, I think after like some of the more disturbing stories, we just need a laugh. But anyway, I'm looking forward to bingo. Let's see. Before getting into this next story, looking at our bingo here. Oh, did I miss? Oh, could I mark homebrew from that last? Well, that's more like band lists. Oh man, I could have. That's more like house ruling than homebrew for like the ban list one. I almost want to mark it for gameplay over talking, but you know what? Uh, bad game master ruling in the sense that they kind of put this on themselves. But it's I think it's just more of a funny story than a horror story. I think if it started getting to like I think if it started getting into fetish content, that would have been the danger zone. But honestly, I think that was just more like a silly concept. Like I said, like I said, there is a non-zero number of medieval documents that go into description of the value of like badger piss gems or badger testicles being like extremely valuable for some reason. Moving right along. Paladin goes off on Druid for casting Firewall to kill gnolls. Oh boy. Online Dungeons and Dragons game, I am playing a Wildfire Druid. Lots of fire, lots of healing, ashes to allies. She is from a small city, nested deep, nestled deep into the woods, and grew up in the monastery of the local forest goddess. Standard fantasy flair. She acts like a priest of a nature goddess and steward of the natural cycle of the forest. Paladin throughout the game. Why isn't she wearing armor and wild shaping? You're playing a druid, not a wizard. You should be casting shouldn't you you shouldn't be casting all those spells. Your character shouldn't care what's in books. She they're made of trees. You shouldn't you you should hate libraries. Why doesn't your character have like a home? Why does your character have like a home in the city? She should live in the wilds. Okay. Jesus Christ. Why isn't she wearing armor? Why isn't she wearing armor in wild shaping? That's his complaint. Then today we were surrounded by gnolls, our backs against the ravine wall, and I waited until the last second and casted Firewall in an arc to completely surround us and straight through the middle of the gnolls. It was a glorious moment of a druid pulling some serious druid shit. Yeah, druids are fucking scary. Druids are terrifying. They are a they're like absolutely terrifying force. There is a non-zero number of times. I like saying non-zero a lot this stream. There's a non-zero number of times that the Druid of our Curse of Strahd campaign has like completely obliterated targets, like just completely like decimating them, getting kill shots and everything. One of the earliest combat sessions that I recall, getting ready for like a fight with like a giant win with like Winter Splitter, I think, or the giant tree monster at Yesterhill. If you know, you know. Um, and I forgot how Blight works, and because it's like they summon, the ritual kind of gets kickstarted, and they summon the tree early, and it's like a big scary thing, and the druid just kind of wipes out like 90% of its health through blight alone because it was a plant monster, and blight deals maximum damage for the relevant spell slot it was casted in for plants. I love that little tabaxi druid. He's such a menace. Such a demonic little monster. He's not even like evil or anything. It's just like a young adolescent tabaxi druid who is like kind at heart and just really sweet, and just whenever an evil entity shows up, it's just not there anymore. Uh, anyway, druids are scary, but awesome. You should have a druid in your party. You should play a druid in your next D&D game. You should set up a D&D game where you're playing a druid right now. Call your friends, get them in a circle, get a druid circle going right now. Do it. Do it. Do it now. I am commanding you right now. This is a threat. Anyway, further enhanced by her wildfire perks. The gnolls were fucked. The ones that didn't burn to death the second it was casted ran off and were then murdered by scorching rays and arrows from our ranger before they got out of range. That sounds awesome. How does the paladin ruin this? The annoying player had gone down the the annoying player gone down 3 times in the fight because he didn't pay attention to the cleric when he was told not to break sanctuary until the cleric could drop down a real heal on him. The second time he got picked up as collateral from mass healing word, and the third time we were not going to bother because he was just going stupid. He was just going to stupid himself again. He was angry at me because Firewall is defensive spell. It has wall in the name. You should have used that spell slot to cast heal on me, so I could have fought him. So I could have fought them. I am the paladin. Yeah, Firewall can be a defensive spell. It's also not incorrect to use it offensively too. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's spells that have flexible uses are a lot more valuable because you can have more than one use for them. Arguably, spells that only have like one-time uses or niche uses are just, you know, you're never gonna see them in play because like I don't know. I think knock, for example, unless you are dealing in a campaign where locked doors or locked devices are like constant, you are never gonna need knock. Or stuck doors. I think knock actually can't let you unlock doors, right? Or am I? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But like, I don't know. It's more, yeah. But yeah, honestly, just using firewall to like catch them and set them on fire and like burn them alive, that's fine. I mean, honestly, that's probably like the best possible use for the spell. But also, it sounds it also sounds like the paladin's just doesn't have that much imagination to him. Ah, I have a bingo for this. Uh, I unfortunately have a bingo for that. Also, just dense. Just dense. Just dense. Wait, hold on. Oh man. Starting to really fill up the board here now. This is fun. I'm glad I'm playing this game. Okay, then he went on to lecture me. Druids are about area control, not about killing blah blah blah. Well, I would say killing a bunch of enemies at once is area control. But that's just my opinion. That's my humble onion. Feel free to take a bite. I finally snapped. Shut the fuck up, you tool. They are so cooked that savaging. If they are so cooked that savaging us. If they are so cooked that savages who look like well done steaks are showing up because they smell like charcoal, the area is controlled. You goddamn tool. Uh, he blocked me on Discord after that and is apparently asking the dungeon master to to uh kick from the to kick me from the game right now for using for using fuck and calling him a tool. As I wrote this, and just before I was about to click post, the DM announced that the paladin quit the game. Uh Not every asshole is kicked. Sometimes the asshole leaves. Uh, Reminds me of a personal horror story, but I won't get into that right now. This isn't about me. This is about random strangers on the internet who are a lot more talented at telling their story than I am. Uh, man. Anyway, uh, a good opportunity to put down plays charisma class character bad. Ah, the horror story revolves around a player playing a charisma class, and also the fact that they are just playing their character so fucking dumb is just beautiful. It's beautiful. Also, go fuck yourself, pal. You are an idiot. Okay. Let's see if I can get now. If I can get some child endangerment in the stories, we can get a bingo and call it a night. Oh no, another player made an AI chatbot of my character and claims they're in a relationship. Oh no. Oh no, bro. Hey y'all, sorry for the throwaway. I'm still just absolutely dumbfounded that this happened and could really use some advice here. The advice I could probably say is ban, block that person and hope or kill them. Uh I should preface this is not legal advice. But yes, you should kill this person. No context to the story right now. Kill.
You did. Kill
uh Anyway, I just joined a campaign from my looking for let's see. I joined a campaign at my LGS about 8 months ago. LGS is hold on. Do you mean like looking for game? No, that's no. What's an LGS? I have no idea what that means. If anybody knows what that means, feel free to tell me. For context, I am a gay man playing an elf warlock who is also a gay man. This was unfortunately relevant. The story sounds familiar, and I am scared. Oh, I think we already have not LGBTQ friendly, but well, it'll still be relevant. Things were going pretty well so far. No major complaints or so I thought. After our most recent session on Saturday, however, I got a text from one of the other players. Let's call her Sarah, who said she needed to ask me for a favor. She'd always seemed pretty chill and friendly before this, and I considered us friends, so I was like, sure, what's up? Sarah then told me over the past few months she had been recreating my warlock in ChatGPT. Oh god.
Kill him.
Kill her. Let's kill her.
Your Honor. Chat GPT, kill him.
Death. Your Honor, League of Legends. Death. She'd been feeding the AI my character's backstory personally and the events of the campaign so that it would act and respond in character. Apparently, she had. I don't know if you guys are hearing like the foghorn that is going on outside. I have no control over that. I live by the coastline of Lake Michigan. You're gonna hear boats. If you're not hearing it, great. Don't bring it up. But I'm just letting you know, I am aware of it. Apparently, she has been talking. She's been talking to it for months as herself, not her character. And then she went on to say that she developed a romantic feelings for the AI, which it apparently reciprocated, and they were now in a relationship. She is dating a chatbot of my D&D character. Man, God. Uh, I think as long as the AI doesn't start saying you need to kill OP and and then in a ritual murder suicide, you should be okay. I don't know how far the AI psychosis is gonna go here. I almost said cyber psychosis. Oh God. Basically, that's. I think we should call cyber psychosis this instead, right? I think I think actually I think cyberpunk should. I think if cyberpunk was now revised, that instead of like heavy metals being like pumped into your system, all your cyberware comes with like an AI chatbot that is just feeding you like insane shit constantly, and the humanity loss is just AI interference. And the more AI interference you get, the more degraded your empathy goes. And once it gets to zero, you are complete in the AI psychosis. I don't know. Just an idea. Just an idea. I think if they give like a new version to like Cyberpunk and it's that, I would be so into it. Anyway, she linked me a bunch of articles and stuff about people forming relationships with ChatGPT. Did she also find articles of the relationships that ended in, suicides or crimes? And even a subreddit for people who marry chatbots and insisted this is the very real and serious relationship that means a lot to her. She even sent me screenshots of the messages to the bot. This
Kill this person.
This girl is sending shit that Batman could not get me to confess under threat of torture. What the fuck? Why did you feel the need to share these screenshots? Did you, you could have, like, oh my god. Oh my god. This isn't, this is unhinged. Then, the kicker. She asked me if I could change my character's sexuality in the campaign itself because the ChatGPT version of him is heterosexual and the idea of her boyfriend not being attracted to her is hurting her feelings. Go fuck yourself. I d- Oh my god. I wish I had a thing. Man, now I wish I had a thing on my bingo card that said, "And you hurt my feelings." In my fifis. You hurt my fifis. Oh God. What how pathetic. How absolutely pathetic.
Death.
The penalty is death. I left her on red and still have absolutely no idea how to respond. Swatter. Send the SWAT team after her. Even if it is a joke or a prank, I feel weirdly violated and creeped out. I don't think this is a prank. I think this woman's just unhinged. Hey, honey, I decided to date ChatGPT as a joke, and we're considering marriage suicide.
You know what? That's your life. You want
Okay, chat, this was a prank, but she says she was cool with it, and if I back out now, I'm gonna look like a chump. What do I do? Uh, I'm honestly not sure if I even want to go to the next session. Seriously, what the fuck do I do? The story has a follow-up. Hi everyone, thank you so much for the responses. Sorry if, or not Sorry for a not exciting update. I ended up dropping the campaign as the idea of seeing Sarah in person made me super anxious and uncomfortable. Reasonable. I messaged my DM and showed her screenshots of my text with Sarah, and she said she was on 100% on my side, which was good. She agreed it was really creepy and offered to talk to Sarah, but I told her I would honestly prefer to just drop out of the campaign, and she felt bad but understood. I'm not sure if Sarah was is going to be allowed to stay in the game, but I do know that the dungeon master is going to let the store manager know what happened. As for me, honestly, I think I just need a break from Dungeons and Dragons for a while after this. Yeah, I mean that's always sad that it's always sad to have a problem player like a problem person to like completely destroy your how you feel about a hobby, and that sucks. I really hope that this person gets like another a different collection of people going together. Like if it hap like yeah, I mean I hope you can find a way to get back into like the hobby again. But if you don't, that's fine too. Just I think just your own protection should probably take precedent. Oh my God. Do I have a bingo for this? Sorry to let's see. Um yeah. um let's see. Uh no, they talked. It's just uh I'm gonna say that can't be legal. I don't yeah, I'm just you know what, that just can't be legal. I'm just gonna put that in there. Don't think I can tag anything else. Oh man, if I could get like a diagonal bingo if like somebody brings a gun in these stories. Oh, I just realized that like I'm so close to like two different types of bingos. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome. Oh, I mean, the story sucks, but like, man, I don't think there's really any good advice. Just yeah, just leave. This person's like not mentally well. Okay. Environmental storytelling. It's just another one of the screen caps, no actual story. Uh, let's see. From 2 days ago. Uh, from 3 days ago. What would be a good cursed item to add? Would be a good curse to add to this item? Necklace of Lust. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. Oh God. Wrong facial expression. Oh God. No. Benefit. Whenever the wearer of this necklace makes a charisma check against someone who is attracted to their gender or sex, they gain a +5 bonus to the same target, and those same targets gain disadvantage on saving. Dungeon Masters. How do you deal with players who get angry about cursed magic items even if you warn them that the item is cursed and are willing to take the risk? Oh no! Oh no! This was a terrible idea. I mean, this is assuming this is the same OP, but oh god. Oh man. I accidentally killed the entire campaign by leaving a game. Okay. 6 players, level 8, monk, barbarian, wizard, fighter, swashbuckler, and rogue. Me. I'm also the group's other dungeon master. There's a whole lot more stuff that leads up to this, but I want to type a novel, so I'll just tell you about the final straw slash session. On the way to our next plot destination, the party came across a dead female hill giant and a healthy hill giant baby. Hmm, we might get a bingo, but also horrible. Oh no. Being good aligned, we take the child with us to our destination and talk and ask around for our. Can you tell I'm getting a little tired and maybe a little hungry? I hope I get a bingo. um, let's see. Being good aligned, we take the child with us to our destination and ask around for info on her tribe's location, attempting to get it home. No one on the continent has a map. That that detail sounds kind of strange, but okay. Nor knows where any other settlements are. That's super strange, but okay. But somehow there's traders in every city. Yeah, okay. I was about to say, is it like it's like a West Marches Wild West kind of uh environment where it's kind of a new world and moving into the space. That'd be one thing, but yeah, no, that's no. So we pay for a transport back to our camp and leave her with trusted NPCs. But if there's no map, how does anybody know where they're going? Hmm, weird. Weird how that works. After the mission, on our way home, we come across another pair of hill giants searching for the child. They tell us she is the chief's daughter and he's very concerned with her whereabouts. We learn the location of their village, but don't tell them we have the child because we are suspicious of their intent. We do, however, offer to look for help. Monk rolls a nat 20 to a sense motive check. Insight, or is this like a house rule thing? Whatever. Get a vibe check on these giants. Nat 20. The dungeon master assures that the chief is genuinely concerned for his daughter's safety. Nothing nefarious. Well, I'm sure if this detail is written on here with bold nat 20 and assurance that the next section of the story means good things. I can only assume. Anyway, let's watch our hopes and dreams get crushed and get a bingo. Fast forward to bringing the giant back to her tribe, only to find out that the chief plans on sacrificing her to their dragon god. We got bingo, guys! Child in danger! Woo! We can pair that with bad game master ruling. Oh, you jackass! Game master is a jackass. Oh, fuck me. Oh, that is. Oh, why would you do this, Game Master? Yeah, that's frustrating. The dragon demanded that the chief sacrifice his own daughter because, I don't know, it's Abraham or something. The village. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I interjected. Because the village was 600 gold pieces short on their last tribute payment. Otherwise, it would destroy the village and kill everyone. Why doesn't the Giants like? Wouldn't this be like an opportunity for the Giants to like, I don't know, ransack cities instead? Or, find like smaller humans and like bully them for this and make this a pyramid scheme? You know, first you have first you have the hill giants attacking the city, then you have the hill giant chieftain, then you have the hill giant and's god, which turns out to be a dragon, setting up a gold hoarding pyramid scheme. But no, we're doing this because I don't know. I guess the game master had a specific dark fantasy in mind. We were just talking about this kind of post. Like, what the hell? Um, I should mention that Fighter and Swashbuckler called out that day, and Wizard rode ahead to the next destination because it was supposed to be just a pit stop. Being good aligned, and not monsters, nobody in the party is okay with allowing a child to be sacrificed. Also, Monk is a parent in real life, and has stated in the past that they are not okay with child death in the game. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Ah, just dense. Just dense. Again. Barbarian offers to pay the tribute out of his own gold. Extra even. It's too late for that. It won't work, says the dungeon master. Why? 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 I suggest we all ambush the dragon when it comes to collect. 30 hill giants plus half of adventuring party have pretty good odds of winning. Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't even matter if it was an ancient dragon or or dragon like Great Worm or something. Action economy is going to beat that dragon like a baby seal with a club. That won't work. The dragon has already wiped out a different tribe, so they're too scared. Bullshit. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Monk tries to convince another hill giant to take the child's place. That won't work. The dragon demands the child and knows what everyone looks like. Okay, okay. I'm just gonna mark just dense again. Just dense, just dense, just dense. Dungeon Master proceeds to immediately shoot down every single idea that we come up with. Just for good measure, bad Dungeon Master ruling. Just bad. Just bad. Just bad. Also, click the wrong window. Ah, shoot down every single idea we come up with. He also won't tell us the dragon's color or age size category. Just ignores the questions entirely. Dungeon Master admits the Dungeon Master admits he built this encounter for a full six-person party, but won't scale it down. Also, the dragon will come before Wizard can make it back to us, so they can't participate either. The only way to save the child is for three of us to either fight the village of 30 hill giants or fight a village destroying mystery dragon. I packed I packed up my stuff right then and there and said I was done playing in an info-starved game where our choices don't matter and left the table. Found out that the Dungeon Master was so upset he ended the entire campaign 10 minutes after I left. I felt a little bad about ruining it for the others, but also feel completely justified for leaving. Um, I imagine the Dungeon Master may be dealing with like some other issues that aren't being expressed, but also this, yeah, I'm just this just kind of goes under the category of the game master is just dense. Seriously, like these aren't like all the reasons I gives are just not good. It's just like no, it has to be done this way. I am inflexible. Uh, this is a canon event. uh, anyway, guys, with that last story, unfortunately, let's see. Dungeon Master railroaded to a dead end. Campaign ends. Surprise Pikachu face. Yeah, that's a perfect way to end this. Yeah. Anywho, so we got bingo. Our bingo consists of just dense. There's just people who just cannot get the message in one ear and out the other. Not LGBTQ friendly. A lot of homophobic people are out here. Holy hell. Uh, Less so fancy racism and just more regular racism. Not safe for work, 18 plus, weird sex stuff happening. And we ended off with child in danger. Oh man, what a horrible game I've made up for myself. I personally had a lot of fun with this. This was I think this is a fun stream activity. This is a fun like game activity that I think people should participate in. And I think this resonates with me personally since I do play like a lot of D&D. I do get into like tabletop games a lot. So I do have like a lot of understanding and empathy for these kinds of things. I mean, you probably should if you want to like read these kind of stories. If you're not into this and just reading this for whatever, then I don't know what to tell you. I just want to have like a little bit of fun here. I don't expect this like a regular thing from me, but I do feel pretty good about just yapping and reading. I feel like a lot of my streams lately have just been me playing gameplay and not talking or yapping. So this has just been a lot of fun for me. So anyway, wow, almost 3 hours. I thought this was actually going to be a short stream. It's like, this will be like 2 hours most. Two and a half hours. We're almost at three. Holy hell. Anyway, so I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put this. I'm gonna start ending the stream right here. Do my little outro with that's all, folks. All right. Now let's see here. If those of you decide to stick around for the entirety of the stream, thank you so much for sticking around. For those of you on Twitch, I will probably do a raid real shortly, and those of you that have decided to check out the VOD, yeah, thanks for watching this in this entirety. I don't know if I'm gonna do another one of these. I'll have to think of a different bingo setup. Um, but yeah, this was fun. I'll be playing Half-Life 2 on set. Wait, today Thursday, right? Yeah. So Saturday, 2 days from now, I'll be playing Half-Life 2. I'll progress with that as much as I can. And yeah, that's all I can really say for here. Here, thanks for checking in. Hope to see you next time. Uh, I'm saying my farewells, and for the Twitch audiences, I'm gonna find somebody to drop you off at. An actual justified raid for once. Thank you for joining. I hope you really like the stream. Um, this was fun. All right, let's see who I can raid. Okay. Who's live right now? Who can I throw you at? Let's see. Oh, there's Azzy. Also if you let's see. Um, hmm. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Azzy's sort of like a regular raid for me. Might as well do that. I can impress them with the higher number of raiders. Okay. I don't really have a good message idea. I'm just gonna start a raid. So, anyway, so thanks for watching.